Hi there, this is Vanessa DeBurlay and welcome to my channel, My Amish Neighbor. I just stopped by the county assessor's office. I wanted to answer a question that a lot of you have been asking, and I wanted to there's a lot of misinformation out there, so I wanted to make sure when I give you the information, I'm getting it from the proper sources. And one of the biggest questions I keep getting is taxes. Do Amish pay taxes? So we're going to look at property taxes, city taxes, federal taxes, school taxes. I did end up going into the auditor's office. I think I said that wrong a couple minutes ago, but that's where I got all my information, and they were very adamant about, yes, this information that I'm about to give you has been confirmed. All right, don't forget to subscribe. I have lots of good information about the Amish and that live in my area, and I get a lot of my videos from questions that you ask. So keep asking those questions below. If I don't respond right away to you, that means I'm making a video, and I will respond to you with that link so that your question is answered. So it might take a couple weeks, so just be patient. Here we go. Let's dive in. All right, let's dive in. I've traveled to the auditor's office because I wanted to take all the information that I heard from my Amish friends and confirm it right there at the auditor's office. They're the ones that collect the taxes, and they confirmed everything that was told to me. So I have double confirmation on this because a lot of people have written in and they said Amish people don't pay taxes. They take advantage of the government. They don't pay in, but they want one. And I just wanted to find out and confirm the truth. Okay, so hopefully this will help any misconceptions. You are welcome to go to your auditor's office and you can find out the same answers. But let's look at property taxes first. We're going to look at some local taxes and see if they pay any property taxes. Yes, the Amish pay property taxes. My husband and I also thought that they were exempt, but they do. They buy houses. They can buy a house from an English person, and they will also pay the taxes on that property. And if you notice, a lot of Amish have large families because a lot of time, just like old school, people had large families, and they had their family work on the farm and work the business. Maybe it's because they don't believe in birth control. I did not ask any of those questions, but with a large family usually goes a large house, and that means more property taxes. So if anything, when you go buy these large Amish farms with the great big houses, they're paying more taxes than most of us. So property taxes, yes, they are paying property taxes. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky. Are they paying school taxes? Because in the property taxes, there's school taxes. And are they exempt from that? Nope, they are not. And did you know they do not send their children to public school? So they're paying taxes for the school that our children are going to. It's just like when we get older and our children aren't in school anymore, I'm still paying property taxes. I don't have any children in school, so I'm in the same boat. It's okay. That's just the way it is. What do they do for school? They pay property taxes, or they each give money towards the school within their community. So they each, I did a video on schools. Go ahead and check that out up there. I can't remember if I mentioned this or not, so I'm going to say it now. But what they do is each community will have a school, and then there's somebody that's in charge of collecting school funds from all the families, and that's how they run the school. And it depends. If it's a wealthy church or community, they'll have a nicer school. If it's a poorer church or community, their school is a little bit poorer. That's just like our schools, right? So yes, they pay property taxes, school taxes, if they're supposed to within their city. Now, the county, the area that I live in, there are no extra school taxes. So a lot of the Amish that probably live around here don't pay that extra school district tax because ours is at 0% in my county. All right, or my community, my township. My township is part of the county. All right, what about city taxes? Yes, they pay city taxes. If they run a business and they earn money in the city, they will pay the city taxes just like you and me. So that jumps us right into federal taxes, and that when they fill out their taxes, they fill out the same exact forms that we do, and they pay all the taxes that we pay. Now, a lot of people said, well, what about Social Security and Medicare? You and I also have all the same opportunities as the Amish do. We're all filling out the same taxes. We all follow the same tax code. So one of the things that people have said, well, they're not paying Social Security, they're not paying Medicare. They can fill out a form and exempt out of that. But they also fill out a waiver where they don't get the benefits. You can't fill out a form and say I'm not paying and then not get the benefits. So Again, if you have a religious belief that you don't want to pay into that, you have the same opportunity to fill out that form as well. So do they? Some communities do, I'm sure, and some don't. Remember, every community or every church is different. I would say most of them do not. Now let's take a look at the 4029 form from the IRS. If you to find it, you just go to irs.gov and type in 4029, and it says it's an application for exemption from Social Security and Medicare taxes, and it's a waiver of benefits. So anybody can fill this out, not just the Amish. If you have religious beliefs that you don't want to partake in this, all you have to do is fill out this form, and they will not take Social Security out. They won't take Medicare taxes out of your check, but you also will not receive the benefits. That brings us to the child tax credit. The child tax credit is part of one of the, people call it loopholes in the code. It's not a loophole, it's just part of the tax code. If you have children, you get a deduction, an extra deduction for those children that you're raising. I get that opportunity, you get that opportunity, and they get that opportunity. We're all following the same tax code. So if a family decides to have 9 children, I know people who aren't Amish that have 9 children. I know a family that has 12 children. Yes, they get that tax code. And it's not illegal. It's right there in the tax code. Now, I wanted to show you a quick picture of sales tax. They do pay sales taxes, and they also charge sales taxes. I ran down today down to the general store, and I made a purchase just so I'd have a picture, and you can see it here, but they charged me a sales tax. They are legally have to send that in to the government and collect those sales taxes just like any other business here in town, and they pay them. A lot of times Amish are up at Walmart. They go to the same stores that we do. They have their own little country stores, but they also go out to Walmart. That's our big store. So doesn't get much bigger than that. All right. One other thing that people mentioned was welfare. I did not dig into that because that doesn't really have anything to do with taxes, but that is a government benefit. I'm going to say again that depends on the church and the community. Most of the Amish, they don't want to take government handouts. Now, some people have written and said, well, I know people that have. That would be just like us going to church and, we're told not to, we're told not to gossip, right? And then we go home and we gossip. We're told not to judge, and then we go judge. So my point is, each person is accountable for themselves and their relationship with their God. And you're always going to have people that don't follow what the church orders them to or the church rules. They're just like us. But I would say in general, no, they do not accept welfare. I'm going to do another video about insurance and medical expenses and things like that. And you're going to be shocked or surprised at how these communities just come together and help each other. And that's probably how I would see the welfare falling into that category, how they help everybody within their church. I also wanted to share that when an Amish person has a business, they have Englishmen that can work for them, but they cannot go into business with them. But when you work for an Amish person business, they will 1099 you at the end. So they don't even collect any tax, Social Security or Medicare out of your check, and they don't turn it in. They'll give you a 1099, and that gets turned in to the government just like us. When we get a 1099, no matter who it's from, we have to turn it in and claim it as income. So basically, that is it on taxes. I hope I answered all your questions. If you have more questions about taxes, you want to dive in a little bit deeper, just ask below. You guys are wonderful. You're asking all kinds of questions. I've got a big list of stuff that I'm going to answer, but this one here, I know a lot of people were asking, and there was a lot of misconceptions, and I wanted to clear that up before you moved on and kept watching more videos. Again, there's bad apples in every tree, right? And just remember that we're all human. That's just the way it is. But in general, everything that I just told you, those are the rules of the Amish with my neighbors.